Very good evening to all, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is 25th September 2025, Thursday class. So we'll be continuing our sharing from our Heart Sutra, second edition book. We are at page 163, last paragraph. So as usual, we will compose our mind, develop the Saddha, Virya. Then mindfully we shall have the short Puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhaṃ Bhagavantaṃ Abhivādemi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Buddhaṃ Saranang Gacchāmi Dhammang Saranang Gacchāmi Sanghang Saranang Gacchāmi Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ Saranang Gacchāmi Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchāmi Dutiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchāmi Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ Saranang Gacchāmi Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchāmi Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchāmi Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Adina Dana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Kamesu Miccācara Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Musawada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Surameraya Majjapama Dattana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect to Puja. Buddhaṃ Pujemi. Dhammang Pujemi. Sanghang Pujemi. So this inner awareness is very important. So the purpose of this awareness-based meditation is to develop the understanding, to train our mind to be aware within, then stabilize it to be ever mindful, then use it to meditate, leading to heedfulness. So what I have taught you all is the basic understanding behind developing it. I use the four support that can support you to develop this inner awareness. The moment you are aware without thought, you are already with the true mind, with the silent mind, which is also your meditative mind. So this awareness-based meditation is very important. It's very different from thought-based meditation, which involves the thought that make you heedless. That's why you cannot verbalize, you cannot develop all the thought-based approach to develop the silent mind, the meditative mind, or to stabilize your inner awareness so that you are just aware, thereby allowing you to silence your mind. And when you develop stability, you will be able to realize the true mind, which is basically tranquility, stillness, and aware within. No thought, nothing. Okay, so remember the four support. The first one is relaxed body and mind. Then after that, maintain awareness as the second support. The third support is stabilizing this inner awareness. Means whatever arises at the sixth sense door, maintain awareness. Aware, finish. Don't follow, don't try to know. Don't allow the thought to manifest. Just relax, maintain awareness. Continuously repeat this training. It will help you realize your true mind. Then after that, when you have stabilized the inner awareness, you silence everything and let that awareness nature develop the understanding and the wisdom. Let it meditate, let it see things as they are, let it insight into phenomena and awaken. The moment you can stabilize this inner awareness, you become ever mindful. Then use it to meditate, to develop the wisdom, to see things as they are, to insight into phenomena, to awaken to the three universal characteristics of nature, and to understand clearly how you function as a human being. Who are you? What are you? And how you are being conditioned into various mind states when you go through life, when you lack Dhamma wisdom and understanding. Okay. Then the fourth support is trust, T-R-U-S-T. You have already stabilized your inner awareness. You silence everything and stay at the heart area. And let the nature within, pure awareness nature within, detect whatever vibration or whatever activity that manifests from your sixth sense basis. And whatever you can detect at your heart area, when you just relax, maintain awareness and stay silent at the heart area, the nature within, pure awareness nature, will detect all the activity and movement. It may be your heartbeat or any vibration within your body, especially the heart area. Then you just silent and let things be. Then it will develop the fourth support, meditative understanding on its own. Transformation will happen by its own. Invocation to the Devas. in this universe in their entirety. Let the deities or Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhammasvanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhammasvanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhammasvanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Piso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarti Satta Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Panayiko Pachyatang Veditabo Vinohiti Supatipano Bhagavato Saukasangho Ujupatipano Bhagavato Saukasangho Nyaya Patipano Bhagavato Saukasangho Sami Cipatipano Bhagavato Saukasangho Yadidang Chatari Purisa Yogani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Saukasangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakineyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. We will continue from where we stop, page 163 of the Heart Sutra book, 3.1, part 3, meditation. So earlier on we finished the 18th sense rhyme and also the fire summon. Then we go through all the notes where we're supposed to clearly understand what basically meditation is. So now part 3 is on the meditation part. So this meditation part is very useful. Here I have written the summary. Meditation means to develop the pure awareness-based meditation. To cultivate the wisdom, we need to actually develop what we call heedfulness. Meditation consists of 2 parts. So this is to develop the clear understanding. So the first part is to train the mind to be heedful. That's the reason why under Dhammapada verse 21, the Buddha emphasized a lot on heedfulness. He said heedfulness is the path to the deathless. The heedful never die. Whereas if you are heedless, you are as if dead. So how do we train our mind to be heedful? Basically, heedfulness, the definition is based on Dhammapada verse 23, the constantly meditative and ever mindful or steadfast one. Means if you train your mind to be mindful, then stabilize it to be ever mindful. And that is the first important training to develop heedfulness. So once you develop the training of the mind to be mindful or aware, then stabilize it to be ever mindful. That is the beginning of training the mind to develop this inner awareness so that you are with the true mind. Awareness within the pure awareness nature. If you cannot be with that true mind, you cannot meditate. Otherwise, whatever you develop is thought-based, not awareness-based. You must meditate with the inner awareness nature to understand clearly that as a living being, we basically have two minds. The true mind and the conditioned arising mundane thinking mind. How from that true mind, the true nature of pure awareness nature, all things arise, all thought process, all aggregates of mind, all sankhara activity manifests, including how we become conscious through our senses, the 18 sense rhyme. Whatever that can allow us to be conscious is a very important aspect of mind. As a human being, living being, with the 6 basic senses, we can be conscious of what we see through our seeing consciousness. We can also be conscious of what we hear through our hearing consciousness. Then we can be conscious of what we smell, taste, tactile, feel and think. And this is the basis of life existence. Without the sense or consciousness, you cannot know the world. You cannot perceive the world existence. You cannot live life. So without the senses, without the consciousness within, you are like a vegetable. You cannot become conscious. And you cannot arise the thought. You cannot do a lot of things. That's why to know the world, to interact with the world, to experience life, to live life, you need this consciousness, which is the mind, together with the sense basis, animating us into a living being. For our case, it's a human being. When we are able to develop that, then we become conscious. Conscious of life, conscious of living. We can manifest the 18 sense rhyme to develop the respective interaction between consciousness and our sense basis and the sense data, thereby triggering off the respective 6 types of sense door consciousness. And with the sense door consciousness, that is the basis of living. It can make us conscious. And through consciousness, we can know the world. We can interact with the world. and we can live life, and we can develop a lot of thought process, mind state. And meditation is to develop the clear understanding of how you function as a human being, and how you actually develop all this ability to become conscious. That how through the consciousness your mind react and stir upon perceiving whatever that arises within your sixth sense door. So all this, you need awareness to be aware, to see things as they are, to awaken, to insight into phenomena. That's why awareness-based meditation is the basis of life. It's very important. But the movement between the true mind and the mundane mind is very important. You must see it clearly, then understand that the two minds are totally different. One is the ever-shining primordial nature within, that is there before consciousness, before even the arising of thought. The other one is manifested from that nature. How through the senses naturally it manifests through causes and conditions. That's why everything that you come to perceive through the senses, they are dependent originating phenomena, condition arising phenomena. That's the reason why the Buddha teach the law of dependent origination, paticca samuppada. And this is very important. So meditation is to unravel all this, to allow you to develop this clear understanding. Okay, now we go back to the notes, then you can understand better. So meditation consists of two parts. First is to train the mind to be heedful. And to do that, you have to develop the training of the mind to be mindful first, or aware within, without thought. Then stabilizing it to be ever mindful. Then the second part is to make use of that trained mind, or this pure awareness nature within, to live life, to develop the heedfulness, to live life, and to cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path, with special emphasis on the whole foundation of mindfulness, which we have gone through. They are Kaya Nupassana, mindfulness of Kaya, your bodily activity, and the sixth category of practices, especially the first three, Anapanasati, leading to mindfulness of the four posture, followed by mindfulness and clear comprehension of all activity within life. Means when you develop this sati sampajana, mindfulness and clear comprehension of all action and all movement within the present moment, you develop the silent mind, you stabilize the pure awareness nature within. And this is what sati is, daily mindfulness, leading to samadhi. So when you are already trained, when you have this heedfulness developed, which is ever mindful, constantly meditative, then you are destined for enlightenment. That's why the heedful never die, whereas the heedless are as if dead. Dhammapada verse 21. Then this mind that is trained, listen to you, and if you want it to be silent within, it will just be silent within. If you want it to be aware or think, then it will just do that. Even if you want it to be at the moment of feeling, it can be with the moment, and the mind will not run, will not stir. That feeling will remain as pure feeling, where there is no ignorance, there is no craving. That's why feeling cannot be conditioned into craving. Then it can be at the moment of sense or perception, the mind stay there. That's how from the moment perception arises, how your content of consciousness, which are your views, opinion, conditioning, belief system, and habitual tendency, condition your mind to react and stir to whatever you perceive. So this is how you understand clearly how you function as a human being, how fear develops in you, how emotion, anger, hatred, jealousy arise in you, and how the untrained mind becomes heedless and think a lot. And all this will allow you to develop the wisdom through the silent observation of what is, which is the awareness-based meditation, to develop the wisdom via your ability to insight into phenomena, to awaken to the three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Then you can also see things as they are, to observe clearly how you function as a human being, how your mind manifests and arises through causes and conditions, following the paticca samuppada, the law of dependent origination. How you understand that everything you come to perceive is a phenomena. Because the definition of phenomena is anything perceivable by the mind is a phenomena. So all sense activity, sense thought, perception, they are phenomena. That's why we live in a world of existence, which is a phenomenal world of consciousness with its content. And through all this, you develop self-knowledge, self-understanding that awaken your mind. And you see clearly the universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta, because they are all dependent originating phenomena or condition arising activity. Hence, it's not a permanent unchanging entity. Depending on phenomena, causes and conditions, it arises. Then when causes and conditions manifest and change and transform and evolve, it transforms and evolves. Then when causes and conditions cease to be, it ceases to be. Then you see clearly the characteristics of change, impermanent. Then you realize all this follow the spiritual law, the law of karma, the law of mind, and the law of truth. Nature's law, basically. If you want things your way, which is not in accordance with nature's condition, then you suffer, because you want things your way, which is not nature's manifestation based on real understanding of the nature's law that governs life and existence. That's why you were insight into phenomena to realize their universal characteristics of impermanent, leading to suffering nature. And because it's impermanent, it's not a permanent, unchanging entity where you can cling onto, grasp onto, hold onto and say, this is me, this is I, therefore all this can be mine. That's why the anatta nature, the non-self nature, thereby realizing the empty nature of existence. Everything you come to perceive is just consciousness, arise and pass away. No reality. Towards the end, he know you, he know me. There is no mark of a self, no mark of others, no mark of life existence. It's just mighty nature rolling by, following the spiritual law, especially the nature's law that governs life and existence, or what the Buddha called the Pancha Niyamas. Okay, then we go back to the notes. This trained mind listens to you. Now that one I have finished. Even if you want it to be at the moment of feeling, perception, activity of mind, or sankhara, mind state, or conscious moment, consciousness, then it will just do that. That is, it will listen to you. Heedfulness can only arise when the mind is trained, when you have the wisdom and the understanding. So to be heedful, one must know how to silence one's mind, to connect to our true mind, pure awareness nature within, and stay there. That's why pure awareness nature is to train the mind to be aware within without thought. Then through the ability to be aware, we stabilize it so that the movement of thought that create thinking and heedlessness does not arise. And we use that to meditate, to develop the wisdom, so that we don't have to think. We only arise the thought when we need to live life, or when we need to understand certain things, or develop the awareness of things. So all this is part and parcel of meditation, mind training. So the untrained mind is very heedless, and it thinks a lot because of ignorance, avijja, and sakkayaditthi, self-delusion. When you meditate through the awareness-based meditation, you see that very clearly. If you have not trained your mind, you become heedless because of the mental hindrance. You lack spiritual faculties to let your mind understand spiritual teachings. So through heedlessness, through mental hindrance, you think a lot. That's why the heedless are as if dead. The untrained mind is very heedless. It thinks a lot, and it stirs very habitually. That's why all this habitual reaction to sense experience, they are the cause of suffering. It creates duality, wrong view. It attaches, it clings, the like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant sense experience, sensual desire and craving. Then when the mind lacks spiritual faculty, especially sloth and torpor, then it becomes what they call sleepy, lethargic. And this mind state is very, very detrimental towards training the mind to be aware. When you have sloth and torpor, you cannot be aware, because it makes you sleepy. It makes your mind dull, lethargic. Those who are under the influence of alcohol, drugs and all these things, their mind state are distorted, influenced, affected. That's why they develop heedlessness. They think a lot, they hallucinate, and they develop a lot of fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow and lamentation. Most people drown their sorrow. We are intoxicating their consciousness and mind. They just want to forget about things, become drunk, or hallucinate, and thinking that by doing that, they can forget about their problem. But without wisdom, you cannot liberate your mind, you cannot free Your problem is a result of your own self-delusion, sakkayaditi, lack of mindfulness, awareness, lack of wisdom, lack of understanding. Then the more you intoxicate your mind, the more you dull your mind, the more you hallucinate, the worse it becomes. And through thinking, you develop more and more delusion, leading to depression, leading to all the fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, and lamentation. So all these are very important understanding. So you need to train your mind to develop heedfulness, then to use it to meditate, so that you can awaken. So without this heedfulness training or heedfulness developed, one is as if dead spiritually, as per Dhammapada verse 21. Since heedfulness is the path to the deathless, and the heedful do not die, so please do strive on with heedfulness. So this part has been emphasized and stressed many times, even by the Buddha during his time before his parinibbana. Okay, then the notes. There are no short notes for Heart Sutra classes 31st and 32nd because Dhamma Sharing was just based on the review of the Heart Sutra class 29 short notes. Okay, now we move on to the next chapter, 33rd Heart Sutra class. This one is dated 13 January 2013, 12 years ago, 12 years plus ago. Okay, so part 1 is recapitulation and emphasis on the previous lesson. So this one we just do as a revision. Dhammapada verse 21. This verse is very important. Dhammapada verse 21 is the first of the Apamada Vaga Dhammapada verses. Means the verses on heedfulness. And the first 3 are most important. That's why verse 21, 22, and 23, they are all linked. So under Dhammapada verse 21, the Buddha stated or proclaimed that heedfulness is the path to the deathless, whereas heedlessness is the path to the dead. The heedful do not die, and the heedless are as if dead. Means spiritually you are as if dead, even though you are still alive, conscious of life, but you don't stand a chance to be enlightened. That's why spiritually the door to enlightenment is closed. That's the reason why he says the heedless are as if dead. Dead here meaning means not only conscious and alive, but spiritually you don't stand a chance. One only needs to be heedful, then one is destined for enlightenment. Therefore one must make strong affirmation to be heedful. That's why the training of the mind to be mindful, leading to heedfulness, is very important. To know who you are and what you are is very important. You must inquire, is this human being or the 5 aggregates of form and mind really what you are? Then how do you know the world? And how do you interact with the world? It is the senses that enable us to interact with the world. We are mind and mental consciousness. This is a very important understanding. Sakkayaditi or self-delusion is a very powerful delusion because during every moment of sense door consciousness, like seeing consciousness, hearing, thinking, smell, taste, tactile, etc., the egoic mind or the personality born of Sakkayaditi will arise. Then one will try to own or possess things. Because of this sakayaditi, when you try to own and possess things, you develop selfishness, which is an evil root. And this selfishness, which is greed, arises. Then you try to own things, control things, possess things. You crave for things. You cling, you grasp, you hold. And you have all those funny ambitions. Similarly, because of the ego, one can also become jealous. You develop jealousy, envy, hatred, anger, emotion, and fear. And these are the two evil roots of greed and hatred. Then the last one is self-delusion, sakayaditi, which is the fundamental evil root that trigger off greed and hatred. That's why the three evil roots, they are born of greed, hatred, and delusion. As they are the root of all evil, this is the reason why when things do not go your way, and when you cannot get what you want, or what you desire, you can become very unhappy. And you can also get angry and become emotional when confronted with the First Noble Truth reality, especially health problem or relationship problem leading to separation problem. The thought will project into the past and the future to condition your fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow and lamentation, or deep resentment, etc., leading to one's suffering. See that it's just a thought, not a reality at all. So how come this thought has such power to torment you and cause you so much suffering? Because you hold the key to your own life destiny. To be happy or unhappy is entirely your choice. Then choose wisely. Why do you choose to be miserable? Why do you think until you become so unhappy, so miserable, developing all the unnecessary fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow and lamentation, including jealousy, hatred, and even become violent after you become angry and emotional. So these are the First Noble Truth reality as proclaimed by the Buddha under the Four Noble Truth and Three Turning teaching. And the Four Noble Truth and its Three Turning are the essence of the Buddha's teaching. So all these are very important understanding. So I repeat, I read through again. When confronted with the First Noble Truth reality, especially health problem and relationship problem leading to separation, etc., the thought will project into the past and the future to condition one's unnecessary fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow and lamentation leading to all the suffering, whole mass of suffering. See that it's just a thought, not a reality at all. So how come it has such power to torment you and cause you so much suffering? This is due to your wrong view, conditioned by your sakayaditi to grasp and cling onto the so-called problems, hence causing your fear, worry, anxiety, etc. Do see its impermanent characteristic and anatta nature. It is just a thought which comes and goes and has no power over you if you are not deluded by it. So inquire, who give it power? Because you hold the key to your own life destiny. You develop the understanding. Then from there onward, you decide your own future, your own life destiny. So you will know how to choose. Choose to be happy. But then why are most living beings unhappy? Do you think they don't know how to choose? No, because they don't know this teaching. They don't know the root cause is sakarity, self-delusion, which is the biggest avijja, ignorance. So when you deludedly grasp to this five aggregate of form and mind, thinking that it's a permanent, unchanging entity and it is what you are, then you fall into that self-delusion, delusion. And through that, you suffer. That's why the first noble truth, final summary, the Buddha said very clearly, in short, it is due to one's sakarity or self-delusion that condition one to grasp and cling onto this five aggregate of form and mind that I call dukkha. So when you understand this, you see this, then you will awaken. Then you will come to realize its three universal characteristics. And it's just a thought, which is dependent, originating, condition, arising, cause of phenomena. It come and go. That's why the use of thought is very important. Without Dhamma understanding, without wisdom, the user of thought become deluded, deceived. That's why you create wrong thinking, wrong thought, wrong perception. That condition your unnecessary fear, worry, anxiety, emotion, etc., leading to all the suffering, misery, and conflict. Okay, we go back to the notes. This part is very important. Okay, then 2.1. You must understand how through mindfulness, awareness, you see the foolishness of living beings who don't have the Dhamma understanding, or who don't have the wisdom born of Dhamma cultivation or understanding. So 2.1, the title is, the Dhamma are only words, concept, and skillful means this teaching of the Buddha, the Dhamma, is like a signpost. It points towards the truth. But don't cling on to the Dhamma, but it's not the real thing. It points towards that thing, like the finger pointing at the moon. To realize the moon, you must gaze beyond the finger. Means you must put it into practice, cultivation, to realize it. But this is the teaching that is beyond thought, beyond mind. You cannot approach it through the thought. That's why no amount of thought-based meditation can lead to the realization of this Dhamma, this awakening or enlightenment. Then I read on. Ultimate Nirvana means when you have wisdom, you do not cling to the Dhamma anymore. The Dhamma are only words, concept, and skillful means, just like the finger pointing towards the truth or the moon, as likened to the finger pointing towards the moon. The commentaries say, the mind of the past cannot be obtained, the mind of the future also cannot be obtained, and even the mind of the present moment also cannot be obtained. This is the English translation by the commentaries. This English translation by the commentary is not so clear as compared to the Mandarin version. Those who understand Mandarin is a lot clearer when you recite the Mandarin version. So in Mandarin, it is often recited as follows: 过去心不可得, meaning the mind of the past is already gone, so it's no more a reality. That is, you cannot hold on to it or have it anymore. Similarly, the future has yet to come. So it's also not a reality. It means 未来性也不可得. Then the moment is the only reality in life. And moment to moment, life passes by. What are you doing? Are you mindful of the moment, thereby truly living life? Or are you too busy thinking, planning, and worrying about life? So becoming heedless. So much so that you totally miss out on life. To be with the moment, to experience all of the wonders and pristine beauty of life without any fear, worry, anxiety is true living. Truly living life. So the present moment may be the highest in life, but in order to transcend life, one must also transcend even the moment. That's why in the Mahayana they say, 现在心也不可得. This is because the moment passes by so fast, and it is also not a reality in that sense. That is, split second, the present moment is dead and gone. This moment, then the next moment, then the next moment. These are all moment to moment. It's only a stream of unending moments of thought rising and falling. See this clearly via your pure awareness within to free your mind, to liberate your mind. Only consciousness and thought arising and passing away, implying it is nothing substantial, not so real, empty nature or existence. That's why the famous Mandarin song that is often appreciated by Dhamma cultivator is 往事只能回味. You can only recall the past. There is no reality in life and existence. Every moment it arises and passes away. Then we created the illusion of time. Past and future are dominated by delusion, wrong thought. We hold on to the memory of it. The past, which is already gone, can only be held on to by memory. And you deludedly hold on to it, give meaning to it, then become miserable over it. So all these are memory, triggering of thought, triggering of emotion, triggering of the suffering and misery. Instead of developing the wisdom to live life, to awaken, and to have the wisdom to understand life, we entangle ourselves through this delusion. We cannot see things as they are. So if you cannot see things as they are, then you suffer. That's why in the notes I put it very clearly. Only consciousness and thought arising and passing away, implying is nothing real, nothing substantial. It's just a thought, moment to moment, arise and pass away, then empty, no more. No reality. He no you, he no me. Not what you think. Because the present moment, which is the highest in life, is so transient. Transient in the sense that split second is there and gone. Split second. And that is the only reality. Because the past and the future is no longer a reality, as we have pointed out. Past already gone, cannot be repeated. Hence, no more reality. Future also yet to come, also no more reality. So the only thing that manifests moment to moment, which is life, existence itself, is the present moment. And how stable is the present moment? It is so transient. See it clearly, awaken to it, then you will understand why the Buddha say, mind is a forerunner of all things, mind is chief. And when mind arises, means this mundane mind through its sense door consciousness, when this arises, everything comes to be. And mind make our day, means mental formation, thought process, mental consciousness and its content. There is no reality, empty nature of existence. So when you understand all this, then you awaken. That's how the Dhammapada verse 1 and 2 arise. So according to the Buddha, if that is the case, if mind is the forerunner of all things, mind is chief, then mind make our day. Then you must not act, speak and think with a heedless or unwholesome mind that has the evil roots of greed, hatred and delusion. Otherwise suffering will follow you, like the wheel that follows the hoof of the cart. Hence the reason why the Surangama Sutra states that perception of form is consciousness through your mundane conscious mind, whereas its non-perception via the direct seeing lead to wisdom. So the first seeing refers to mundane seeing via the condition arising mundane mind, whereas the second level of seeing refers to the direct seeing via the true mind, which is beyond thought and beyond mind, beyond the mundane mind. When cultivating the Buddha Dhamma, one must be diligent to do it continuously with full faith and determination in order to be successful. In order to be successful, then there's another part. And one must not be complacent. This one most important. A good analogy is like a primitive man trying to make a fire by rubbing a stick against the rock to spark off the fire. One must not stop halfway before the spark can trigger off the fire. Hence, heedfulness must be stabilized and sustained until one is ever mindful. That's why daily mindfulness is very important. You cannot do that, you don't stand a chance. Yeah. Okay, next part. Part 3, meditation, 3.1. There's a question by one of the Dhamma friends. The question is, why do I experience heat which comes and goes during meditation? So that is the question. Then I reply. Whether heat arises or not is not so important. Because the main purpose and intent of meditation is to train the mind in heedfulness first. That is, to be in a stable state of relaxed inner awareness or mindfulness first. Then only can one meditate. Means after that you stabilize it to be ever mindful, then use it to develop wisdom or cultivate the meditation as taught by the Buddha. Heat can be due to environment that you are in, or due to the yin-yang imbalance within your physical body. The key thing is just to be in a state of relaxed inner awareness, to be aware of everything that is arising and passing away during meditation. Just maintain a silent, passive awareness. Don't try to know. Don't try to verbalize and think. The understanding will come by itself via an awakening and not via thinking. Then 3.2, question 2. I can be very heedful and mindful when I am here doing meditation in a very conducive environment. But when I am in the midst of life, I can be very heedless. When I am in a very negative environment or situation, I can become deluded very fast. Then I start to blame myself and get angry with myself. Why? So this is a typical question asked by many cultivators of the way who don't have the wisdom and understanding. They know some form of reasoning and logic through the thought process. They know that they are miserable. Then when they are in the midst of life, when they are not in a conducive environment to develop the training of the mind to be peaceful, to be tranquil, quiet, then they got problem. Because they don't have the Dhamma understanding to see things as they are, to accept the reality of the moment. They always want things their way. That's why they react, they stir, they blame, and they get angry. So I answer, I say, this is very normal. When you are in this present, tranquil, meditative environment, you will be naturally more peaceful and heedful. Everything appears like very smooth sailing. It is a conditioned environment or state of mind with no negativity to stir your mind and to test you. But when you are in the midst of life, you are usually less mindful or heedful. So when you are with somebody that you don't like, or a weird and difficult person, then you are being tested. During these moments, if you do not have the wisdom needed to calm yourself down, to accept the reality of the moment, then it's very likely that you will become unhappy via your heedless reaction to sense experience, means to what they say and what they do towards you. You will have to learn to confront or face all this negativity or difficult life situation with wisdom to free your mind via acceptance of the reality, acceptance of what is within the moment. That's why we must investigate into all this. That is, how and what caused you to react to sense experiences. Conditioned by your Sakaya deity, develop into very strong habitual tendency without you even becoming aware of them. Habitual tendency born of self-delusion are difficult to change or correct overnight. So this one, if you have been cultivating this awareness-based meditation, you will see it and you will understand it very clearly. Because if every moment when you are conscious and living life, means every moment of sense experience you don't have the Dhamma understanding, then what you do is you react to what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you tactile feel and think via your habitual tendency because of your wrong view, your views, your opinion of things, your conditioning and your belief system. So all this create what we call wrong thought, create what we call Sakaya deity, via Sakaya deity. All this duality that cause your mental hindrance to arise, which are basically your like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant sense experience. These are your sensual desire and ill will. Positive sense experience, you cling, you grasp. That's why you develop sensual desire to have more of it, to be repeated. Then when you don't like the situation or the experience, then you develop aversion, dislike. And these are your conditioning, your views, opinion, born of your own wrong view, wrong thought, that arise to the mental hindrance, born of conditioning, because you lack spiritual faculty. So when you are so habitual in your reaction to sense experience, which means every moment of life, you create your like and dislike, pleasant and unpleasant sense experience, and this become over time very strong habitual tendency that you cannot root out, very difficult to root out. So this habitual tendency create like non-stop mental hindrance of sensual desire and evil. If every moment of sense experience you do that, means you become heedless all the time. You create mental hindrance of sensual desire and evil all the time. Then what are sensual desire and evil? The mental hindrance of sensual desire and evil will hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness. That's why you have to investigate into this and understand that no amount of reaction and stirring of mind can free your mind. Because this develop into habitual tendency which are very detrimental to your mind state. Where this develop sensual desire and evil which are mental hindrance. And in every moment you arise it, then how can you meditate? Well, it will hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness. So see this, understand this, then learn to reverse all this. Why should you react? Like the Buddha said, learn to see things as they are. Means what? The world is the world. People are just the way they are, like what I have taught you all. So if the world is the world, it means, like what the Buddha said, when conditions are like that, then things will be like that. Because these are nature's law. Like the Buddha said, whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. So if nature's condition is set, then the movement can only be that direction, cannot be otherwise. You want things your way, you suffer, you become miserable. Then your mind react and stir. That's how wisdom can arise. So see it clearly. Then you will awaken to it. Otherwise you will be trapped. So silent mind, we have the pure awareness nature to observe all this and to understand all this is very important. Then when you have that understanding, then you will know whatever arises within the moment, I have to accept that reality first. When you accept means what? Means you don't stir your mind, you don't react to something, you don't create any more mental hindrance. And that is meditation. No more wanting things your way. That's why no more suffering. Then when you accept, you are at peace. You don't react, you don't stir, you don't do anything. Then your mind settles down. And there is clarity. Means you don't arise unnecessary fear, anger, hatred, jealousy, or whatever negativity of mind state. You don't even project your thought. You don't develop unnecessary fear, worry, anxiety, which will not help you, which are very detrimental to your life. So when you accept the reality and be at peace, then you have clarity of mind to observe, to investigate, to understand what is going on in life. Then you inquire, what happened? Then apply the Dhamma to realize that this is true, your sakkayaditthi, that condition you to react and stir, so that you cannot develop the wisdom to accept the reality of the moment. Like the Buddha said, whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. And most likely is the law of karma, where we are all, according to the Buddha, fifth contemplation, daily contemplation, we are all born our karma, heir to our karma, conditioned and supported by our karma. And we are what we are because of our karma. So it's definitely a lot to do with karma. If it's linked to karma, then we have to do what we have to do to reverse all this. So we have to apply the Dhamma. We need to ask for forgiveness. You ask for forgiveness. You need to do the repentance. You do the repentance. And we vow not to repeat all this. That is what meditation is all about. That is what cultivation is all about. Then through the Dhamma understanding, we know if we want to turn a situation around, we can invoke power of merits. But when we cultivate, we follow the advice of the Buddha to avoid all evil, do good, and purify the mind, and we strive on with heedfulness to develop the heedfulness, to develop the understanding. Then you can see things as they are, come to terms with the reality, then develop the wisdom to free. The wisdom to free is the world, condition are that, things like that. You have to develop acceptance. Then after that, with clarity, you investigate and inquire, how can I resolve all this so-called life problem or suffering or misery amicably, so that I don't entangle with the law of karma anymore. So resolving life problem amicably is very important. So if I can accept things or see things as they are, then I'm at peace. Then whatever people do, whatever life situation manifests, we need to develop the wisdom to accept them for what they are. Then the world is the world. So we don't go and waste our time thinking further. We don't go and lament, complain, and do all those foolish, heedless verbalization and thinking. Don't waste time on all those things. They are frivolous, not worth your time. So don't create unnecessary thought analysis or what we call reasoning. No amount of analysis or reasoning can develop wisdom. Maybe it can let you believe that you can solve your problem by thinking. Thought is not capable of wisdom. As I no amount of thinking can resolve your problem amicably. Because wisdom is not thought, not knowledge. Wisdom is an understanding that awakens a being and frees the mind completely. Then learn to see things as they are and accept the living being for what they are. Means, no matter what people do to you or say, they are just the way they are. Accept them for what they are. Deluded people do deluded things. Selfish people do selfish things. Emotional people do emotional things. They are just the way they are. So no right, no wrong. Don't try to create unnecessary duality. And when you train your mind to develop this type of wisdom, then you develop the understanding to be at peace more and more, more and more. Then sooner or later you realize there is a way out of suffering. Acceptance is first, wisdom way. Then how do we act to resolve things amicably so that nobody gets hurt? And according to the Buddha, the fourth noble truth, if you apply this noble eightfold path or cultivate this noble eightfold path, then apply it to life, then it will lead to the end of all suffering. That's why noble eightfold path is the wisdom way, the Dhamma way. You must have right view or right thought. Right view to condition the right thought, right speech, right action. and the four right effort leading to right living, to free the mind. That's why applying Noble Eightfold Path is Dhamma, wisdom. Then Noble Eightfold Path is everything about Sama, or correct, or right. No negativity. Right view leading to right thought, right speech, right action, right living, right livelihood. Then the four right effort to constantly purify. Then the right mindfulness leading to right samadhi, to develop the wisdom, to see things as they are, to insight into phenomena. And all these are very clear. And when you start to develop all the understanding, then you put it into practice, then you realize you transform internally, character-wise, wisdom-wise, understanding-wise, you transform. You become heedful, mindful, less heedless. Then you are most of the time at peace. Then you can come to terms with a lot of realities in life. Then you learn to live life. And when you understand life, you can live life. Then you can experience all of the pristine beauties and wonders of life. This is how you develop all this understanding. And this is real cultivation. Okay, we should end already, Henny. Go back to the notes. I just finalized it. Okay, we stop there. Huh? Okay, I mark that page. Okay, now we come back to the second session, which is either meditation reporting or question and answer session. If you have any question regarding the teaching, the meditation, or today's sharing, you can ask.
Hello, Amitabha, Radio, and
Amitabha, yeah.
Okay, Amitas.
Yes.
Thank you, Sister Ivy, for nominating me. Actually, I was thinking maybe Sister Ivy should share some on our trip.
Good. That one will be very good. Yeah, you went with Ingbi there. Huh? I saw some
Yes,
of the photo. Yeah,
yes.
Sadhu.
I thought you want to do some sharing on that
Yeah,
as well.
You and Ingbi can do the sharing. Very good. Yeah.
Anyway, let me just start off by saying a little bit about this trip.
Mm.
Yeah. So this trip was organized by Sister Indi,
Yeah.
and I was just assisting him lah, huh? Yeah,
Mm.
to kind of like help out because we need to get enough people for the private suite.
Yeah.
So it was a very challenging organizing of this trip, because there are so many, I'll call that uncertainty, a lot of changes, in terms of the mix of the group and any last minute changes lah that kind of like unsettling in the beginning lah. But
Yeah.
all these things will still happen for a reason. I would say
Yeah.
you must have the right mix of people, the right
Correct.
somehow the right person will come and the not so right person will leave, you get me?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that you will just unfold by yourself lah, I would say it this way
Yeah.
lah,
Like I
naturally
say,
by
meant to be will be.
yes. So in the end we have the perfect 10 again that joined the trip.
Sadhu.
And the interesting part of this group of people is we have 5 Malaysian, 5 Singaporean, right? So
Just like watching our trip. Quite a lot of Singaporean also. Then quite a
yeah,
lot of Malaysian. Quite balanced this trip.
at
Then
first
uh,
we have more Malaysian, but for some reason they disappear, and then we bring in more Singaporean to join, things like that,
yeah.
things like that. But the funny thing about this Singaporean group is that I actually don't know them also.
Yeah.
I also
Like
don't know
our
them.
Qingdao trip. the one that Mr. brought, the senior we don't know him one. Then the Beng Fi's wife also we don't really know her. Then the other two friends are classmates of Beng Fi, I think. So we also don't know them. But when we met and when we were on the trip, everything went on so well, and we get to know each other very much closer. And it was like meant to be, because, like I explained earlier on, it was like normally our Kayamita, when I organize a spiritual trip, very fast taken out one. But that trip, because it clashed with your trip, and later on also other Kayamita's trip, then most of the old Kayamita that normally will come with me on, they didn't really register. No? Only Pamasuri, Brother Teo, me, my wife, then Chan, the new people, and Waifan. Then the rest are, I think, Mr. Also was there. Then the Singaporean and the senior and Beng Fi's wife, they are new people. That's why it's like meant to be. Then my nature, no. I was actually initially quite surprised when I saw the one that finally registered. Then we have rooming problem. Not really a problem, but KK Yip from Penang, you remember? He was alone and he needs to maybe share room with somebody, but there was nobody because he is a male. We need another one, which is a female. Then somehow Pamasuri got it resolved because he discussed, she called up quite a number of people, but most of them say they have something committed. Then finally, I think Mr. Also managed to get the uncle, the senior. Then Beng Fi got two Singaporean to join. That's how all this all bring our numbers back to the 16 that is intended, and it like meant to be finally worked out very well, and all of them really benefited from that spiritual trip, and the feedback and comment was very good. So because of that, if you have the Dhamma, the understanding, you don't have to worry. Not only the hotel very good, the food very good, the weather, the nature, and all those activities, the spiritual trip that we went, they all just fall into place, like meant to be, and very wholesome. We did a lot of offerings to donation, sharing, and all those things. Then there was one night where we did very good sharing. The other two also Kayamita, but not from our side one, is from Wu Ping Jing on. They also, the daughter and the mother, they attended my classes too, especially the mother. So all this like meant to be fall into place, and like you said, those who are supposed to be there will be there. Those who are not supposed to be there will somehow something happen and cannot make it. And our case is even more beautiful because actually our local guy, he got an operation 3 days before that. I think it was something to do with the gallbladder or what, the one that discharged the bile. So he immediately after the surgery, 3 days later, he was fit enough to join us. We only came to know when we were there. Then Waifan, which is Chan's wife, also same. The night before, we supposed to fly off the next day, he was advised by 2 GP to admit specialist center. Then when she admitted, they were told that very likely he may need an emergency operation, and if that is the case, then both of them cannot go because Chan have to look after her. Then they text me. Then I saw the message and I knew. So I invoked power of merit, wholesomeness, because they were very sincere and they have a lot of wholesomeness, merits, paramita. Then I invoke power of merits for causes and conditions for them to resolve all this amicably and resolve all those that are meant to be so that they can also join us. And really, I felt something. That's why I replied to Chan. I said, don't worry, silence your mind. That's why after that song also share the story. Silencing the mind is very important. Have faith. Then everything will be fine. Don't worry. Meant to be will be. That's why the good news is the next morning the test came out. Everything was clear. So doctor say you can be discharged. No urgency. Maybe after your trip, 1 month later, you need to do the operation. It's a minor operation. So all these are like meant to be fall into place. Okay, back to you, Sis Poh Cheng. Yeah.
Yes, I had this sharing of Radio's Qingdao trip that was very beautiful with all the beautiful photos as well.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
rejoicing with you know, paramitas that for their how you say their opportunity and good sharing
Yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
They like
And
it. Those new people, they like it. They really they look forward to future spiritual trips. Uh,
yes,
uh,
we are really rejoicing with them. Plus, how Sister Waifan overcome her
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so-called difficulty in the last minute to join the trip as well by
Yeah,
using
they straight away can sense the night before. They feel that
yes,
everything will be okay, and really the next morning everything. Then she had this what they call uh, faith and joy deep within her, and they felt
yes,
so good when they can make the trip. That after the towards the end, last 2 days before we fly back, uh, 1 day before we fly there, sorry, that sharing on the bus, uh, Wai Fan shared, he said he was really, really happy that he managed to make the trip and with a lot of faith and joy. And he said, this practice of cultivation, this path of Dhamma, he will definitely go all out to cultivate it. No more doubt. That's why the faith becomes so strong. That even KKU also share. They are really beautiful, sincere people, and they have the affinity. That's why everything just fall into place. Okay, back to you, Poh Cheng. Yeah.
yes. This brother BF also share his great joy, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
this trip actually he messaged me that he had a joyful time, you know,
Mm.
witnessing the hello, the spring, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
weather,
yeah. The hello is another great event.
and also the Teachers' Day celebration, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So he
yeah,
was
yeah.
very grateful to join Bharatiya for this spiritual trip. So
Mm.
I'm glad to hear that and receive the joyful message from him. But unfortunately, with so many things going on,
Yeah, because it's like
I
clashing
haven't
with your
replied
trip.
him.
Yeah, because you
Yeah, I
all already organized way ahead of our trip when it was
yes,
announced. Then many of you already planned your traveling plan and all this thing. But also because that Qingdao trip was more towards less well-known way place. They are not the famous way place where you can get to maybe experience the great being's nature. Where the Qingdao one is, my nature feel that I have to go. And later on when I was there, then only I understood why I have to go. Yeah, that place is very different, very different. Of course, there are some spiritual aspect of the affinity, the few. The temple, they're very few only. But this 2 or 3 temple that they decide to bring us there, they are very, very beautiful and meant to be. And even the Confucius hometown and the you call what the I think the emperor at that time they built for him, yeah. And it was really a lot of history behind. Then we get to know a lot of culture and history of this Qingdao place, where is the famous Shandong province, and the area has a lot of very rich history and culture. So it was something very different from the other places of visit. Then its altitude also very conducive. It's surrounding a bay fronting Korea. Then I think the further north is Russia. Then we managed to see one of the highway mall and rest and service area, which was built exactly in the Russian culture, with all the Russian food, all those things there. That's why it was a experience and very beautiful. The food, of course, was superb, very, very, very well. As usual, Mr. really gave us very good and I should say rather delicious meals. And he put in the trouble to check and help us to change some of the menu. And this time we got the menu before we fly. And we look at it, we know it's going to be good and really very good. Yeah, Poh Cheng, you describe about your trip better.
Yeah, okay. So talking about back to this Homage trip, right? So finally we are able to make it lah, right? Through all the difficulty that we face, like I said, whoever need to be in our trip will be there, lah. So it's meant to be. The grouping is very interesting. Although I do not know any one of the so-called 3 other friends, 5 of us in Singapore, right? That joined, but they are my friend, Dhamma sisters.
Oh,
So yeah, that's right. So my Dhamma sister recommend me all these, friends that come, So it was like meant to be like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
know my sister very well, so she recommend these friends to join lah. So I was very grateful to her lah, although I didn't have the time to thank her yet. But we become friends, good friends, like and close friends, during the trip, right? So we
Yeah,
get to know each other, and these people, these Dhamma sisters are really faithful, very full of faith. I would say very faithful
Sadhu,
to
yeah.
the. So they, I was surprised. One of these sister, she attend the Ajahn Chah commemoration every year for the past maybe 10 years, right?
Oh, Sadhu.
Yeah, I only attend once, I only attend once, but she attended so many times. I say sadhu to her, that she
Yeah,
has
yeah,
this
yeah.
kind of strong faith,
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
so
Ajahn Chah commentary, not commentary,
commemoration.
memorial. Or every year, the disciples of Ajahn Chah, especially the Western disciple, they organize this very often in the early years. And I also used to attend a few of it. Where he got a few Western disciples who are very good, very good. Then the sharing, I think, just like your Singapore, very sincere sister, brother, Dhamma sister, and all those things. They really like to attend, and some of them make it a point to help organize and attend almost yearly. Because during this so-called memorial ceremony or anniversary ceremony, they actually get quite a number of the disciples to actually share the Dhamma, and a lot of things about Ajahn Chah were being revealed and shared. And most of the time is very well organized, which is very true. So you continue, Poh Cheng.
So although I do not know them, but we end up to be very good friends lah. And
Yeah.
in future they also would like to join any spiritual trip that we are attending. Then I say okay, and then
Sadhu.
if I'm attending the camera retreat, are they interested? Yes, everything also we are interested. Oh my God, this
Sadhu.
yeah, so they are full of faith, but after the trip, they want to come and join all our spiritual trip, our retreat, whatever, just tell
Sadhu.
her.
Oh, very
They
good.
will come. I say, yeah, okay. If there is condition,
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
are so busy going here and there as well.
Mm.
So, okay, having said this group that is very, I would say very conducive friends, Dharma sisters,
Mm.
that I find a good companion for this trip. Because, but among all the four mountains, I mean,
Ah,
personally,
ah,
myself, I
ah.
find this is the most difficult one.
Yeah.
The most difficult because you have to, for us, because we stay overnight at Jinting, right? So we have
Oh,
to
no
carry
wonder.
our one night bag. So we have
Yeah,
to carry
at
our
night
one night
is
bag.
very cold at night.
It's not the cool weather, but actually it's the climbing of the mountains with our overnight bag,
Oh, the journey up, huh?
the journey up with our bag.
Yeah. That one is quite long. I remember
Yes.
quite long. There are
But yeah,
a lot of monkey along the way.
correct.
Mm.
Actually, the thing is, I forgot to mention, our oldest sister is 70 plus, Brother Teo, older than
Oh,
Brother Teo.
yeah.
Yeah, so we were, I mean, when we look at the age, we were like thinking whether she can really
Yeah,
want
can
to
make it or not.
make it or not.
Uh.
But
Not
from
easy. Actually, not easy.
not easy, yes. But the thing is, she is so energetic. She is moving. I mean, she is moving
Sadhu.
faster than us,
Yeah. I think the fate help her. The fate.
yeah. She can walk
Uh.
so fast and ahead of us. And she's the one that had the so called high altitude mountain sickness. But
Mm.
she is well prepared, she's well prepared. She take all the AMS medicine. She
Oh, no wonder.
because before this trip she went to Ladakh. So Ladakh also very high altitude. So she
Yeah.
got and she also take all the Hong Jing Tian AMS medicine So she's
Yeah.
very well prepared because of her experience. She warned us,
Mm.
warned us that we must get our AMS medicine. We must have Hong Jing Tian,
Yeah.
purchase it, things like that. So we also in a hurry to prepare all these kind of things, right? So we also order through our tour guide, and
Mm.
I also must commend our tour guide is super helpful. Okay, Brazil. Our China
Sadhu.
guy is super helpful. He can order things last minute. We give the order. How we at first, but we do not know the situation because firstly we don't have high altitude sickness, so we do not know whether we will get it or not. But most of my friends that went to this 九寨沟, Huang Long, all had sickness. So I said, "Ayo, like that, I also prepare lah." I said I better prepare. So I also get the MS medicine for myself lah, for husband and myself lah. Then the rest also see lah. Whoever think that they will suffer this, they also prepare for themselves lah. But
Mm.
this sister that is 70 plus years old, okay, she is very kind to give us to share with us her extra bottle of AMS medicine. For those that
Yeah.
she is well prepared. She have all the things that we need. Because later on I will tell you how we actually had a little bit of the symptoms lah, a little bit of the
Oh,
symptoms.
high
But before that,
altitude.
yes. So the the climbing, I would say this is the toughest mountain among all the four mountains that I've been. The rest is like
Yeah.
not bad. It's okay, no mountain problem, things like that, But this one
Mm.
is really a test for all the seniors because all of us are above 60 except one person, that is below 60. Okay,
Yeah.
so range of age is also quite elderly. So we were a bit concerned, whether we can make it to the top without a lot of symptoms. In fact, this lady, she doesn't have any symptom except a few of us that have a bit of headache. Okay, bit of
Oh,
headache. And we
okay.
take the Hong Jing Tian. Luckily, we took the Hong Jing Tian. We order more, bottles of Hong Jing Tian. So we are able to take it for like 4 days prior to going to the highest mountain, which is
Yeah.
Huang Long, So overall, although we have some problem initially the first day at Homage with a bit of headache, we take all the precautions, take the medicine, take the Hong Jing Tian, right? We
Yeah.
didn't have any problem at Jiuzhaigou and Huanglong. So everything went very smoothly and according to our plan, Brother.
Mm. Mm.
Okay. So that is Homage in terms of the mountain altitude problem. Maybe later on, if another day or whatever, Sister Ingrid may want to talk a little bit about her experience on all these things as well,
Mm.
because I just quickly want to share what I want to share so that she also get a chance to share as well.
Mm.
Okay. So the weather was very good, right? Going up the mountain is cooling, very misty.
Yeah.
But the mist is so strong, sometimes you cannot see the step very clearly, So
Yeah.
time very slowly, and we took longer than expected, because we are all
Mm.
senior people, we want
Yeah.
to be careful. Take the tongkat, we take the walking stick, things like
Yeah.
that. So the tour guide actually said, because we are a bit slow, so he expect that we may have trouble with Huang Long lah. She said, we will take a
Mm.
lot longer time,
Mm.
that and anyway, he gave us a lot of good advice what we should do lah, plan A or plan B, what we want to
Mm.
do, give us alternative
Mm.
option,
Mm.
to adjust our situation, our stamina, Okay,
Mm.
so it was very helpful. I say this tour guide, but he's very young. He only had 2 years of experience. He's 24 years old, but he's full of faith, full of what you call that, full of support and help for us. He's
Yeah.
very friendly, approachable, very amicable person. You can
Mm.
talk
Mm.
to him anything, so that you sought his ideas lah, because he
Yeah.
has been there, he has been doing all these things, and he just took one group of tourists. I
Mm.
think don't know Malaysia or Singaporean there, and they suffered MS, but they suffered MS. So he said, yeah, you people like that, maybe you will have problem. Better you take more Hong Jing Tian, take all the medicine you need, like
Yeah.
3 days, at least 3 days before going to Huanglong, something like that. But
Mm.
we actually prepared ahead. We actually on the so-called the day when we go up to Homage, we already taken the Hong Jing Tian already. And then
Mm.
when we feel a bit of headache and a bit of tension on the forehead, we start taking the MS medicine as well, So
Mm.
I think with all this, it helps us to tie us through the mountain sickness. So we didn't have any mountain sickness.
Mm.
Thank
Mm.
goodness. And we are so blessed with the tour guide help and with all the preparation that the Sister Amy, and the tour guide support to purchase all the Hong Jing Tian,
Mm.
for us. In the last minute, we add more bottles, Yeah,
Yeah.
from actually we were like, don't know whether this Hong Jing Tian also got side effect or not, whether we need or not. So we only ordered 2 bottles. And then at the last minute, we order total of 8 bottles per person, So we increase the number of bottles so we
Mm.
can eat 2 bottles per day for 4 days at least prior to go to Huanglong. And so that helped us a lot to overcome whatever problem that we may uh, had suffered if we had not taken all the
Yeah.
precaution of that. Yeah. So everything turns out very well, in that sense. So
So
the weather was good. So as we climb up, the weather was very good, and it's not hot, so we have a lot of energy. Although it's tiring, but we still have the energy to reach to the Jingding,
yeah.
And
The summit
the,
is very nice. Yeah.
yes, and the weather is very mysterious, because
sadhu.
very misty along the way. Actually, it's very misty. It's like the Yun Hai, you see the Yun Hai. Yeah, very misty. Of course, people see the monkey, but actually, I did not see any monkey, on the way up. All the tourists I say, oh, the monkey very big, very big. I see no
Yeah,
monkey.
they
I
come
see,
and sometimes they steal your thing, your backpack.
yeah, they say that I see no monkey they will say see very huge, giant size but I never
Yeah,
see
very
any.
big size one. Then they follow you one. That's
So
why
I
if your backpack not properly zip, they will go and take things from your backpack. And they
so
are not afraid of human. None.
okay, so I want to share about this tour guide. He
Mm,
actually prepared us, a little bit about this Jingding, how the
mm,
Chinese people do the prayers at Jingding. Okay, brother.
mm, mm.
So he said the Chinese way of doing it. So you want to know or not? So he said, yeah, sure, we want to learn and we want to do it. And also, so he actually did it with his help, how to do it,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I will share with you this part that is very, very interesting,
Uh,
where actually had my awareness appearing, I
mm,
through my appear during that the way he taught us to do the aspiration,
mm.
Okay. But anyway, I will just quickly go through first.
Yeah, yeah,
When
yeah.
we reached actually, radio, it's quite late already. It's almost like 4 o'clock, radio.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, because why? I also cannot remember so many days. Yeah, we reached there quite late.
mm,
We had our lunch first, and then after that we climb up. Then after that we reached the hotel. We check in, and by the time we finish checking in, then we go up to the Jingding, the summit, the Pusen
yeah.
Pusa there. So it's about like maybe 4 o'clock like that lah. Maybe 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And then the reason I said we are quite late is because we when we reached there we said since the temple going to close, I think probably 6 o'clock, if I remember it correctly. 6 o'clock. We actually have less than 1.5 hours to do what we need to do. And then because the tour guide was telling us certain interesting thing that we have to do when we climb up the 108 stairs, things like that. So we took some time already. So by the time we reached the Jingding, it's like, ayo, Sister Ingrid and I said, I think we don't have much time, so we better do what we need to do, quickly,
Yeah.
go through what you call that, the main hall to pay our respect, things like that. After that, we go up to the Pusen Pusat, the main
Yeah,
shrine
yeah,
on top,
yeah.
top part, the highest one, the
Mm,
small
mm.
little shrine one, where
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Pusen Pusat.
yeah.
So we do that, and then because the sun is so beautiful, we also spend a lot of time like a tourist taking picture, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
We also like a tourist, like wow, taking nice shot. Actually, the manifestation of the clouds, the mist is so beautiful, but
Sadhu.
and the sun, so it's like playing hide and seek with us, misty and then shining,
Yeah, yeah.
very nice. And so we have to like wait for the right moment to take pictures, to do whatever we want to do. So we spend a bit of time
Sadhu.
there also. Yeah, but it was wonderful time spent, helping each other to take pictures and things like that as well, and building relationship, but so the bonding is all there,
Mm.
with the new friends, that we help each other,
Yeah, yeah,
take
yeah.
pictures and building relationship, So I felt this trip is also about building relationship with new friends, but
Sadhu.
so by the time we finish, this part of the taking photos that has lots of how call that good memories we
Mm.
have to go down to the final shrine, which is the Kuan Yin shrine, the
Yeah,
Kuan Yin
yeah.
Pusat.
There's a kunyam
Oh
there,
yeah,
down there.
yeah, yes.
Uh.
So when we reach that shrine, we pay a respect and very quickly, we the door closing, the
Sadhu.
want to chase us out already, but he was very nice to us, although he said he want to close the door, but he gave us the time to do all our necessary prayers and
Okay.
offering, and then after that, he said, can we take pictures or not, because we haven't taken pictures. He was so nice, he let us take all the pictures that we
Wow,
want,
sadhu,
front and
sadhu.
back and things like that. So we are so appreciative of the caretaker and all that
Mm.
give us time to do it. And after that, finally we do the circumambulation. So in
Mm.
that circumambulation, so we use the method that the China tour guide taught us
Yeah,
lah, you know.
taught you all.
So he said, yes. So he said, what you need to say as you circumambulate the stupa, right? The Pusen Pusa stupa,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
First aspiration you say is for your family. You
Mm.
must make the aspiration for your family. Then the second round you do, you must make aspiration for your country. Okay.
Mm.
And then the third circumambulation, you must do for yourself, isn't it? For yourself. Okay. So first round we do, then second round we do, and third round we do lah, like that lah, huh? So we do
Mm.
our,
Mm.
when we finish the first round, second round, third round, we do our own. I mean, personally, everybody do their own, like for
Mm.
your family, what you want to say, for your country, what you want to say,
Yeah.
and then for yourself, what you want to say. So for me, and it comes to the last part, for myself.
Mm.
So I said my aspiration for myself. The time I
Mm.
said, oh, yeah, how I want to say. So I said, never mind, very simple. I said, my
Mm.
aspiration is follow the Bodhisattva way. I vow to
Sadhu,
take the
sadhu.
yeah,
Very good.
okay. Number two, you know what I said, I said, I will develop the 5 stages of body mind development,
Ah,
okay, to
sadhu.
finish. Then after that, I said, what do I say, then I said, very tough, very tough. Then I said, I need the great beings help, Pusa
Yeah,
help,
their
Then I
blessing,
need
protection, and guidance. Yeah.
protection. Then I find that, suddenly my aspiration very tough, I said, I
Sadhu.
need your help. That when this thing happened, right,
Ah,
something
ah.
happened to me.
Oh,
The
sadhu.
awareness, awareness appear, and the energy, the
Very strong.
energy from my, I can see, actually,
Ah.
it's not I see, the awareness, my
Yeah,
nature
the
see,
awareness, the nature.
the energy coming up from my feet, coming up from my feet.
Sadhu.
The energy, the energy, this time is different. The energy is very malleable type of energy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Malleable and soft and malleable
Yeah,
and
yeah,
soft,
yeah.
It's just coming up from my feet up to my body, and then I
Sadhu.
can feel in my heart very, very soothing, the malleable energy,
Sadhu, sadhu.
So it happens until it finished, brother. Then
Mm.
after that, we pay our respect and then express our deepest gratitude, because that is all we can do, before we end the whole session of the circumambulation. And then we
Mm.
take that as usual again. We'll be very joyful and happy. We take pictures again, for everybody, post here, post there. I really enjoyed every moment of it, brother. It's
Sadhu.
like very pristine and precious because we have very limited time, up
Mm.
here. After that, we have to go back to our hotel and then check in and go to and have our food in the restaurant and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the time and the daylight time there is also very short. It's becoming dark,
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
have
yeah.
to
Shorter day.
uh,
Yeah.
find our way. Pretty far away because there are many steps to go down as well. In the
Yeah,
dark,
yeah,
it's kind of, and then because okay, because the timing is very, very short, right? Because no, not the timing. Yes, the time, no, the time of the day that we go is quite late. So in terms of number of tourists, is very much less compared to if let's say you go in the daytime, there will
yeah.
be a lot more people around. So because of less people and only a few of us around, right? So we were like worried that if it's dark, we lost our way, so we quickly, find our way down, because
Mm.
it's the first time. And then our tour guide already left already, so we only left a few sisters and brothers with us, that will have to find our way down, because we only been taught one time how to go up, but how to go down we don't know yet. I mean, because it's all taught to us, but roughly we can figure we got certain milestone that we know where to find before we can find our hotel. But anyway, it's not too difficult. But it's the only thing is to so many stones and steps that we need to take.
Yeah.
So that was the amazing experience that I had. That
Good.
was a very
Sadhu.
wonderful one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. In view of
You
time,
you
so
need
I
to
will,
summarize already, Poh Cheng,
yeah,
because
yeah. So in view of time, so
10:33 already. Yeah.
I will end here, brother. Thank you
Uh,
for
can
listening and
can
thank
can.
you for
Okay.
this.
Good good. Thank you for the good sharing. Huh? So we all should rejoice. Huh? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Uh,
Mm. Okay. We will do the closing puja. Huh? Akasata ca bhumata devanaga mahindika punyang tang anumoditva cirang rakantu loka sasana Ittavata camehi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya idang me nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo Devo sattakalena sasa sampati hetu cha fito bhavatu loko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko imina punyang kamena mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yawa nivana patiya sadhu Sadhu, sadhu. Okay, you can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Guanyin Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we end. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.